Christmas break is over and the Andros Trophy returns. Round 3 at Isola 2000 in the southern Alps, the Alpes-Maritimes, around a 90-minute drive from Nice and the south coast. Gorgeous weather for the weekend and lots of snow and ice, and everybody is ready to go racing. Let's take a look around this track with Franck Lagorce. You start with this never-ending hairpin across the start-finish line and into a long right-hander. It's more than 270 degrees, so we're now around 180 degrees through, continuing to turn right. It tightens, it tightens, it tightens, and then the track comes left all the way back inside itself. It's like a snail shell when you look at it from above. Traction really important on the exit, short straight. And then another left-hander, picking up speed now, up to 40, 50, 60 kilometers an hour. These things accelerate very quickly with their four-wheel drive. Into the long double right-handers at the top of the track, and then flying off down the hill. Watch the speed build here, up to 85 kilometers an hour, into the long right-hander that ends the lap, and across the line. Cars on the grid, ready for the start of the Elite Super Final here on day one at Isola. And our pole sitter, car number 5, Sylvain Poussier. He won both the qualifying heats in his Peugeot. And Manuel Moinel is alongside in the Renault Zoe, car number 7. Row 2, Louis Rosset and Nathan Biel. And on row 3, Jérémy Sailly and Philippe Bonsard. Series leader Stefan Van Tyre had a tough first day in Isola, only made it into the second of the finals. So this is a great opportunity for Sylvain Poussier to pull some big points in. Started the weekend only 12 points adrift of Van Tyre. Van Tyre with 2 race wins to Poussier's 1 so far. So for Sylvain Poussier, vital to get away cleanly from pole position and to keep his nose in front and take this win. Ready to go for our Elite Super Final. Sylvain Poussier, the green car on pole, ahead of Emmanuel Moinel, the blue car, white and green Louis Rosset, Nathan Biel behind. Away we go, good start from the pole man. Sylvain Poussier leads from Emmanuel Moinel in the Renault Zoe. Then Louis Rosset, the green and white Petit Forestier, Nathan Biel, Jérémy Sailly full of Bonsard, that's the top half dozen, not changed. And absolutely critical now for Sylvain Poussier to start to pull away. And he has immediately, hasn't he? Look at that, Emmanuel Moinel in the Renault Zoe being dropped very quickly. Sylvain Poussier up to the double right-handers. Such a short lap on these tracks to give lots of overtaking opportunity. Three-way battle for second, but Sylvain Poussier is easing away. First of 6 laps, there is the race leader, and the gap is more than 2 seconds. Manuel Moinel in second, Louis Rosset in third, Nathan Biel in 4th place. Second, third and fourth starting to stretch out a little bit. And looks maybe as though the third place car of Louis Rosset is starting to come under pressure from number 11, Nathan Biel. He's closing in behind. Midway point of the race, Sylvain Poussier consolidating his lead. 3.2 seconds ahead of Manuel Moinel. There is Moinel in the Renault. Louis Rosset in third, Nathan Biel not able to make a move on Louis Rosset yet for that final podium spot. It really does look a little bit as if Sylvain Poussier is in a class of his own here. And so far he's got the fastest race lap halfway through. That's worth an additional point as well. Everything goes into the hat at the end of the season, and these single points could be very, very important. Trophy Andros Racing so close in terms of results and points. Poussier pulling away as the battle for second continues. Moinel and Rosset. Rosset now starting to close in a little. As he got a bit more, as he found a bit more speed. He's shaken off Nathan Biel for sure. And there is second and third. The Renault Zoe with the blue highlights and the green and white car of Roussel. Biel just ahead of Jérémy Sailly. And the leader continues to lap quicker and quicker. Another fastest lap for Sylvain Poussier. Dominant lead here. Moinel now worrying a little about Louis Rousset. Rousset with the white and green. He's really piling on the pressure. The leader onto the last lap. Well, Sylvain Poussier needed to get away here and make this race his own. He's certainly done that. He's taken the available points as well for the fastest lap. Not sure anybody else is going to get there. Holding his advantage, 3.3 ahead. Just doing a little bit to preserve his tyres as well. Keeping the speed up, but making sure that he's still got some rubber heading into qualifying tomorrow. Great stuff from Sylvain Poussier. The battle on behind between Emmanuel Moinel and Louis Rousset is not going to bother him. He's won both of the qualifying heats and he's heading to the checkered flag, racing down the hill to victory. Fastest lap also in the bag, and the win is confirmed for Sylvain Poussier. A perfect day one in Isola. Emmanuel Moinel and Louis Rousset complete the podium ahead of Nathan Biel, Jeremy Sahi finishing in 5th place. So Sylvain Poussier, important day, particularly because Stefan von Tyre didn't make it through in his Peugeot, and that absolutely reignites the elite class title fight between Sylvain Poussier and Stefan von Tyre. So dominant performance from Poussier. He has really clicked with the track. He and the team have got the setup spot on. Fastest in both the qualifying heats. Fastest in the race with the extra point for race lap, and just a runaway at the front and hid. So confirmation then of the points for the day. The Peugeot of Sylvain Poussier 62 points and Stefan von Tyre 47 points. So Sylvain Poussier came here 12 points adrift, now moves into a slender 3-point lead overnight ahead of Stefan von Tyre. That's how much the fortunes can change in a single day in the Trophy Andros. Behind the leaders, Jeremy Sahi holds on to 3rd. Nat Biel now only 11 points behind him, and Emmanuel Moinel closes both on Biel and on Sahi. Cars on the grid for the Super Final Elite Pro. Day one here, round 3 of the Trophy Andros in Isola 2000. And it's an all-DA Racing Renault Zoe front row. JB Dubourg ahead of Nico Prost, the multiple champion ahead of his teammate. Aurélien Panis, who came here with the points lead, will start 3rd with Nat Berton alongside him. And Jan Erlechet and Olivier Panis complete the super final for day one here on row 3 of the grid. So is this the time that 4-time champion Jean-Baptiste Dubourg finally gets his first win of the season? So far he's taken every step of the podium except for the top step, 2nd in Val Thorens, 3rd in Andorra. And you see that his teammate Nico Prost lining up 2nd on the grid, just angled a little over to his left to try and close the door on Aurélien Panis and preserve that Renault 1-2. Well, we'll see how that works out for him. Definitely looking to try and get in behind the leader. Of course, if JB doesn't get a great start, then both Renaults could end up in a lot of trouble here. Well, will they be the dominant force in this super final that they were in qualifying? Well, by now, normally the revs would be rising, but with the electric motors of these 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel steer Trophy Andros cars, no need for that. The moment you press the throttle, you get all the power. We are ready to go. 5-second countdown has begun. Watch JB Dubourg and Nico Prost. Not the fastest start for Dubourg or Prost around the outside. Aurélien Panis trying to seize the momentum. Dubourg leads from Prost. Panis on the inside. But it's 3 wide. Prost, Panis is the meat in the sandwich, and Nat Berton, the green and white, goes through. Panis goes through as well. JB Dubourg leads, but Prost gets shuffled down to 5th position. Jan Erlechet also got by him. There is Erlechet, car number 11. So JB Dubourg the leader, Nat Berton, great start from Nat Berton into second, Aurélien Panis in third, car number 3, Jan Erlechet somewhere in there in all that ice cloud, he's in fourth place, Nico Prost down to fifth, well he protected his teammate, but he did not manage to protect a Renault Zoe 1-2. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg out front by 1.2 seconds from Nathaniel Berton. Berton having to fight his way through. Now then, although Dubourg was fastest in qualifying, will that make him fastest in the race? Berton, Aurélien Panis, Jan Erlechet, Nico Prost and Olivier Panis right out to the tail of the field. So it looks like Olivier is having some problems. Not so much for Aurélien, although he's gone from third on the grid to third in the race. Nat Berton from fourth up to second. Took advantage here at the opening lap when he was on the inside. The other two got pushed out wide by Berton coming through and their own battle. And Nat Berton, the gap opened up very nicely for him. Lap 2 and Jean-Baptiste Dubourg is only a second in front. So the gap has come down. Berton a little quicker there. Aurélien is with them. Erlechet and Prost. Prost 5.5 seconds back. Looks as though there might have been a bit of deranged suspension on his car. He hasn't got the pace of his rivals. And the battle for second now looks as though it is going to be between Berton and Aurélien Panis. There they are, because they are dropping back a little from JB Dubourg. Jean-Baptiste creeping away. There's Berton, 2.5 seconds back, so he's opened up a 2.5 seconds this lap, and that may well end up giving him the point for fastest lap of the race. Berton, the green and white in second, Aurélien Panis, blue and white in the Audi, so close, trying to get along the inside there, didn't have enough traction onto the straight. And again, he's going to have to try and do something out of the double right-handers down the hill probably. But Berton just doing enough, keeping that momentum up to keep himself out of harm's reach. JB Dubourg on lap 5 with a comfortable lead from Nat Berton and Aurélien Panis. Last lap, looks as though Dubourg is heading to his first win of the season. 2.27 ahead now, and Aurélien 0.7 of a second behind Nat Berton. Berton keeping the speed up superbly. Tantalisingly close. Down the hill they come. Checkered flag awaits. First win of the season for Jean-Baptiste Dubourg with the fastest lap. Nat Berton second, Aurélien Panis third, fourth Jan Erlechet. And there's been a change at the back. Looks as though Olivier Panis got ahead of Nico Prost on the last lap. They are taking a long time to get to the line, but it is victory for JB Dubourg and maximum points plus the fastest lap. Aurélien Panis taking points for third is tied with Nat Berton, who got points for second. They were just a point apart in qualifying. Nico Prost fourth in the day's points ahead of Erlechet and Olivier Panis. So 4 podium results from 4 races for Aurélien Panis, but the gap now down to just 4 points, with JB Dubourg coming up fast on the rails. Look how close it is behind. Erlechet and Prost are tied, 2 points ahead of Olivier Panis. Day 2 super final for the elite class. Now these are the same vehicles as we'll see in the elite pro class, but they're driven by the teammates. So Olivier Panis' teammate Louis Rousset starts on pole position. Jeremy Sahi will be alongside him. Louis Rousset finishing on the podium in day 1, so he'll be looking for another big result. Manuel Moinel also on the podium in day 1. He finished in second in the standings in the Renault Zoe, and alongside him Jérôme Lopez. Row 3 of the grid is our new points leader, the man who won day one here, Sylvain Poussier. As a result of that success, he's carrying 60 kilos of success ballast, and beside him on the grid, Stefan von Tyer's Audi. That is the man who was the points leader coming in here. So we are ready to race in the elite class super final. And again, for poleman Louis Rousset, alongside him, the red car of Jeremy Sailly. And away we go. And for some reason, the poleman does not move. Now, you can't stall an electric motor. Jeremy Sailly, though, gets away very quickly. Manuel Moinel in second. Louis Rousset, I think, in third place. And there is Louis Rousset struggling with the number 4 machine. So Jeremy Sailly, the leader. Number 7, Manuel Moinel. He was second on day one. Sylvain Poussier ran away in day one. Sylvain Poussier and Stefan von Tyer, though, on the back row of the grid here. And Poussier is going to struggle with all that extra success ballast in the car. So Jeremy Sailly leading from Manuel Moinel, number 4 Louis Rousset in third, Jerome Lopez in fourth, Sylvain Poussier and Stefan von Tyer behind. Midway mark, Sailly easing away, Moinel and Rousset continue to battle. This is really a carbon copy of day one. Moinel in second, Rousset pushing with all he's got, trying to look inside of the hairpin. Not quite enough there. This is really good stuff, though. It is allowing Jeremy Sailly to creep away at the front of the field. Midway through, Sailly looks like this should be his first win of the season. Louis Rousset piling the pressure on the Renault driver, Manuel Moinel for second. Trying to find a way through. I don't think he's going to be able to get up the inside unless he can force an error from Moinel. There's Jeremy Sailly. He can see a little of where he's going. Moinel in second, a little less. Moinel and Rousset, lap 5 of 6. The battle for second rages on. 2.4 seconds behind Jeremy Sailly. And luckily, he's got good visibility. He's going to need it to make sure he makes no mistakes. Rousset still pushing on every corner. Moinel rock solid in defence. And then he takes the tiniest mistake, trying to squeeze a little more speed into one of these hairpins to drift out wide. And Moinel will give away second place. So he's got to be super cautious here. Not too slow, definitely not too fast. Rocketing down the hill. Leader across the line. Final lap. 2.4 seconds clear of the battle for second. And Moinel's Renault still just in front of Louis Rousset. Rousset has tried everything. Looks as though Moinel is well aware of where the passing places are and has managed to keep it all neat and tidy. Rousset actually dropping back a fraction. Manuel Moinel creeping away from him in second place. Has Rousset got a problem? Yes, he has. He's dropping away fast. Louis Rousset will do well to hang on to third place, but out front, Jeremy Sailly. Jeremy Sailly, the winner of the super final from Emmanuel Moinel, and Louis Rousset clings on in third place. That's a lot of speed there. Sylvain Poussier taking fourth, Jerome Lopez in fifth, which will lead Stefan von Tyer in sixth position. And after day two, a first ever day victory for Louis Rousset, with the tie with Jeremy Sailly. Manuel Moinel in third, ahead of Poussier, Lopez and von Tyer. Nathan Biel not getting through. Clementine Lost not getting through either into the super final. So Sylvain Poussier with the points lead, 6 ahead of a tie now between Stéphane Vantay, who came to Isola with the lead, and Jami Sahi, who rockets up to match him. Emmanuel Moinel 1 point ahead of Louis Rousset. Nat Biel not far behind. All good, close stuff. Day 2 super final for our elite pro class, and Christophe Ferrier on pole position, the multiple electric champion, ahead of Franck Lagorce in the green machine. Olivier and Aurélien Panis on row 2, Yann Erlechet and Quentin Giordano on row 3. So let's see if Christophe Ferrier can claim his first ever elite pro final win. Franck Lagorce alongside on the front row, tucks in immediately ahead of Olivier Panis. Aurélien looking to try and go the long way around the outside. Aurélien Panis didn't get good traction. He's got Yann Erlechet inside him. Erlechet with a tighter inside line. The dark blue car goes through, and he's challenging Olivier Panis as well. Franck Lagorce in second. Yann Erlechet comes out in third. Olivier Panis in fourth, green and white. And Aurélien Panis down to sixth position briefly there. Shuffles his way back in front of Quentin Giordano. Yes, he does. In the car that Jami Sahi won the elite final with. And out front and in the snowbank. Mistake from Christophe Ferrier. Just got away with that though. Franck Lagorce was not close enough. Ferrier can't afford to do that too much. He drifted out very wide there. Slowed himself down. He'll be cursing that. Lagorce in second. Erlechet third, number 11, the dark blue car. Fourth place, Opa, Olivier Panis ahead of Apa, Aurélien Panis. Oh, and Olivier in very deep with Yann Erlechet, unsettles the Alsatian driver. Can't get through though, I don't think. No, Erlechet's number 11 machine just in front. Olivier Panis again makes contact. Olivier has got his sleeves rolled up again. He loves close racing. Christophe Ferrier still out front and still being chased by Franck Lagorce. It might be that these two break away if Erlechet and Olivier Panis, and now Aurélien Panis, who's right with them, really set to. Christophe Ferrier leading then. Still loads of ice here compared to Andorra, but they are starting to get through. You can see sparks as the studs dig into the tarmac underneath. Third place still Yann Erlechet, the dark blue car, and Olivier Panis almost with him at the hairpin, and Aurélien alongside Dad there, couldn't get an overlap. Third, fourth, fifth all together. Ferrier leads Lagorce, that's the 1-2. Could all go quite badly wrong in the battle for third. Such tough fighters. And again, Ferrier deep into the snowbank, and this is a chance for Lagorce. He's alongside him, and Ferrier's off. Lagorce goes through, and Lagorce is in the wall. Franck Lagorce hits the snowbank hard. Who comes out in front? Lagorce does still. And Christophe Ferrier on the inside pushes him wide, and Lagorce crash. He is rammed into the wall. Ferrier, who's leading? Where's Ferrier gone? It is Yann Erlechet who leads from Olivier Panis and Aurélien Panis. So Ferrier's mistake allowed Lagorce to get alongside, but Lagorce made the mistake of allowing Ferrier to get alongside him into turn one, and it looks as though they're both stacked it in the barriers. Oh my goodness me, look at Franck Lagorce's car. Well, so Yann Erlechet leads. Circuit commentator understandably going absolutely mental, and there is Christophe Ferrier and what's left of his car. So Yann Erlechet heading perhaps to his first win. Yellow flags are out in turn one. Well, it's not a passing place really anyway, but you have to have a tight line now. Olivier Panis second, Aurélien Panis third with the blue highlights on the Audi. Quentin Giordano is the only man left moving. Yann Erlechet leads. Olivier Panis looking for second. And there is Christophe Ferrier, forlorn sight of his car at the side of the track. All battle between the Panises. Aurélien got by. Aurélien threw into second. Drove around Dad Olivier. Fantastic stuff from Aurélien Panis. So the young pair of touring car races, Jan Erlechet and Aurélien Panis, are now running 1-2. Olivier Panis, the former Grand Prix driver and race winner, is in third place. Oh, and Olivier Panis getting it all wrong there, and I think he spun. Tight line, caught him out. He has. Olivier Panis facing the wrong way on the last lap, drops to fourth. Can't believe it. Looks like something's gone wrong with the car. Battle for victory though, Jan Erlechet and Aurélien Panis. Now this might actually end up going to Quentin Giordano if these two make contact like the leaders did before. Jan Erlechet just ahead, the double right-handers. Aurélien Panis, surely he's not going to get by now. Checkered flag awaits. It's going to be victory for Jan Erlechet. He is first at the line, Aurélien Panis behind him. In fact, they're so excited they have not put out the checkered flag, but that is the end of it. Third place for Quentin Giordano. Aurélien Panis in second. Olivier Panis' car stranded forlornly in the track, as was Franck Lagource's and Christophe Ferrier's. Well now, wow, that was the most dramatic race of the season so far. Jan Erlechet coming out on top. But top points for the day, Christophe Ferrier, the day's winner for the first time in the Elite Pro class, from Aurélien and Olivier Panis, with Franck Lagource tying with Olivier. Jan Erlechet in fifth ahead of Quentin Giordano. So Aurélien Panis was second and the fastest lap, getting the same amount of points out of the super final. And he has the lead, 17 points now over JB Debourg. Jan Erlechet and Olivier Panis tied in the overall standings in third, ahead of Nico Prost and Nathaniel Berton.
There's more to come after the break as we head to Willowbank Raceway for the latest instalment of the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car.